Hey everybody, welcome to a little bit of Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition for the PC. And I think we're ready to go down into the, what is it, lower undead burg? So, as you can see, I upgraded my Gargoyle's Halberd to +5. These are my current stats. And I think we're ready to go on. I do have the Drake Sword, but as you can see, my attack isn't really as much as it is with the Gargoyle Halberd because it doesn't scale with you. As you can see, the parameter bonus. There isn't any for the Drake Sword, so it doesn't matter how much dexterity I have, it doesn't really make a difference. But as you can see with other weapons, depending on how much dexterity, or in this case also strength, I have, the weapon will actually scale with me. And that's why the Drake Sword is only really a good weapon for the beginning of the game, and not really so much for the late game. Because the only way to raise the attack of the Drake Sword is to upgrade it with dragon scales, and those aren't really that common. Also, it does help that this weapon gives me a little bit more bleed bonus and other resistances. So, the first thing you want to do is go around here and take care of this guy. Otherwise he'll attack you from the back. Also, there's an item down here. I believe it's souls. And if you look this way, you're gonna see that there's a friendly butcher hanging out over there. So if you had a range attack, you could probably hurt him from here. I'm not sure if, depending on how much damage you do, you might be able to take them out, but I've never really been able to take them out even with bow and arrows on other dex builds. Let me take care of one more. I was watching this other guy play, and I totally forgot his name, but he was doing a playthrough of trying to see how much, how strong he could get before fighting the gargoyles, and I missed. He actually made it through. He was able to jump from there over the little railing and pretty much avoiding this whole upper area, which is just a bunch of hollows anyways, and they're a pain in the butt to get through just because you have to make sure you get all of them. You know how much they like crowding you. Okay, so we're gonna give it another shot and jump over this. And if he was still right there, you could probably do a jumping attack. But he moved because of my earlier try. And there's another dog back there, so you want to be mindful of him as well. But just dodge around this guy. And I mean, the best strategy is probably to try to get backstabs on him. But since I had already aggroed all these other guys, they're coming to pay. Ouch! Coming to pay a visit. Let's take care of him. And again, just try to dodge his attacks. They are very strong, as you can see, but they're pretty easy to backstab and heal up. So let's try to not run into the walls. No, 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 no. Ah! That attack hurts a lot. Alright, I only have to hit him a couple more times. There we go. Having a little bit of extra dexterity helps. Alright, so the large ember allows you to upgrade your weapons higher than +5. You just have to take it back to the blacksmith, and he'll ask for it. You don't have to give it to him, but I highly suggest you do, because later on in the game you need weapons that are +10 to upgrade them into either elemental weapons or magical weapons. Again, let's try to avoid these. Alright, so if we run in here, this is pretty much where that guy was standing up above, but he won't come out until we release this guy.
You must help me.
There we go.
I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shall thank you. Thank you, dearly. I will not forget.
Alright. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be... Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. So let's continue with our little journey here. And the guy pointed out earlier should be dropping down. There he is. And he has really strong attacks, so you want to be fairly careful. But it's also pretty easy to backstab. So that's probably the best way to take him out. If you have a strong hitting weapon, I mean, he shouldn't be that much of a problem. And let's take our prize, which is a potato sack. Alright, so this is our next area for now. As you can see, there's a prize right there that we want to get, but as soon as we step around here, we have something dropping on our head. Now these slime guys have like super high physical resistance. So I mean, it takes quite a few hits just to get them down. But they're super slow. You can totally see their attacks when they're coming. If they fall on your head, I believe they have a chance to break your weapons or armor or something. So you have to be careful that they don't fall on your head, and they also do quite a bit of damage. I'm going to use my last Estus here. And even though these guys have a lot of physical defense, I think their weakness is actually pyromancies. So as you can see, we can just pretty much one-shot them. But you want to go slow because there's still a chance that they can fall on your head. So again, nothing too bad. Let's see if we can get a couple at a time. Well, that wasn't too good. Not too bad, not too bad. And is there another one? I guess that's it. And that guy we can take out fairly easy. Since we do have the master key, we can actually just open this right away. Otherwise we would have to hunt for the key, and that's not fun. So it's no big deal. We can rest so we can get our Estus flasks back. And also this is a good place. Oh, some people use this place since there's a bonfire fairly near. Let's see, if we go down there, we actually run into a locked door that we can't open. If we look over here, we have a giant ass rat, and I'll talk about that in a bit. Now over here, we have a lot of rats that we can take out no problem. But you have to remember that they can poison you, and at least if you don't want to run back to the bonfire, that could be an issue. So as I was saying, because you have a lot of rats in this area, some people actually use this to farm for humanity. And that depends on your drop rate, of course. And there's also, since there's a boss here fairly near, there's the key, I believe. There's also an area or a lot of people like putting their summon signs near that bonfire. So you can actually have somebody here helping you get through most of this part. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. And I'll show you an easy way to take care of that rat. Now you have to be careful since we rested at the bonfire. You have all the slimes right here. But I think they're programmed to fall before you... I don't know, I think it's kind of weird. I think when you run from that way this way, you can actually avoid most of them, but trying to run from this way to that side, it's a little bit tougher. Again, most of the enemies are gonna be back, except for those butchers. I don't think the butchers respawn. Yeah, that guy's not there, so I don't think we have to worry about him. The only annoying bad guys here are the dogs. And just because they do that. No, they're not too bad. I mean, you just have to be patient. As you can see, it kind of nipped me a little bit. Not sure if I aggroed another one. So if you look behind these boxes here, there's actually a little passageway. And we can see that's where all the bones and bodies of the people that the butcher was cooking up were. And then from here you can actually either hit them with ranged attacks or with your bow and arrow. But even though you can kill them that way easily, there's also a somewhat important item over here that will help us right after this area, after we're done with this area. You can also do a plunging attack and then just take him out. Whoa. If he doesn't take you out first. Oh, he got me. That's what happens when you get a little bit overconfident. This is actually not too bad. But let's see if we can get some jolly cooperation here. So or let's see if we don't get invaded. We'll reverse our hollow. And should I don't see any signs. I can't remember if this is true or not, but let me crunch another humanity. I think I remember hearing someplace that the stronger your bonfire is, the more connected you are with other worlds. So again, I'm not sure if that's true or not. But one bonus that we do get for sure is that we get 10 Estus flasks when we do that. And just uses up one more humanity. And it doesn't seem like there's anybody here. I'm all alone. Maybe my router settings aren't set up correctly. That's alright. But I don't think we're actually... My bloodstain might actually still be upstairs. So sometimes it does that. So let's head back over here. It's one of the problems with the halberd and these kind of weapons is that they're not like spears where you can block and hit, and they're not quite as quick as I would like actually. But it's pretty strong. has a good reach. And if you can time it right, then that really isn't a big problem. Again, this isn't like the super elite skilled 100% players guide to Dark Souls. This is just me, somebody that's not very skilled, guide to Dark Souls. So I'm kind of picking out the cheesy ways to kill the enemies, and then obviously you can pick out your own style and challenge yourself a little bit more. And you can see my bloodstain did stay up here. So it's a good thing I came up this way. And that rad really isn't that big of a problem. It's just that it kind of knocked me down, and overall I don't really have that much poise. If you would have come through the other way, this is where you would have ended up at. Oh. Not too good. So these guys can actually curse you, which is not good. As you can see, these bodies that you see down here, like that one, was actually another player that got cursed. But luckily, since I have 5 humanity, and I believe my weapon also gives me a little bit more curse defense or resistance, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But you do want to be a little bit careful, because once you're cursed, not only do you die, but when you respawn, you only have half of your health. And that's not fun. That is not fun. This ring right here isn't the greatest, but it does give you a small amount of HP once you kill an enemy. So I'll put it on just for fun. Since at the moment I don't have anything better. And these guys are down. I think that's an awesome feature to have, that you can see other players' deaths, or at least their cursed statues, because they died from a curse. As you can see, as long as you have enough humanity or enough curse resistance, you don't have to worry about them too much. But I mean, right now I probably have 3 times the resistance that I would normally have. And I did not want to fall down here. But it's no big deal. Normally I like summoning somebody to kind of walk this through with me. And not because of these guys, but sometimes if you're walking around in human state, there are invaders, and I've heard that, I guess, cheating is happening right now, where people have infinite health or other types of advantages that aren't cool when you're doing PvP. Guy and Eye of Death. I think that's a Covenant item that you use when you're join Nito's Covenant. But we're doing pretty good, not too bad. I mean, dying by a curse would have been really bad, because we would have had to gun. I believe Belka sells the items that lets you oh, we have our buddy here as well. Hello, friend. And his weapon can actually cause bleeding, so you want to be a little bit careful. But he's not too tough overall. As you can see, he's actually quite a chump. And when you kill it, he's an invading NPC. So when you kill him, you get pretty much the same bonuses as if other player would invade you, which would be pretty much just the humanity. And sometimes those guys drop a little bit extra, the NPCs. Again, the easiest way to take care of the slimes are just to use your pyromancies. But also, with that key that we got, we can actually come up here. I think we need that key. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you don't need any key. You just need to unlock the door from the other side. So you actually come up to where the bonfire is. It's actually pretty nifty. Or pretty useful as well.